Hello, everyone. My name is Giovanni Boss, and today I'll be going over my research topic about the psychological impacts from COVID 19 among university students. So, this topic is very important to me because mental health and mental awareness is something that I believe that should be a priority at all the universities. Again, this problem isn't new. It was just amplified because of the pandemic and all the added stressors that it brought. So again, like I mentioned, the problem with mental health has been an issue for a while now in higher education, and the pandemic has just impacted that even more due to the fact that students were having to adapt to a virtual learning environment, had to make behavioral changes such as social distancing, which wasn't something that a lot of students were used to, and then having to deal with the socio economic uncertainties. Here's a timeline of what students were going through this time last year. So, students were on spring break. They were told campuses were locked down. Some students even had still had their belongings and had to figure out how they were going to get that back home. And then June came, summer courses remained online. There were no in person classes. August came, and that really affected students' decisions on returning to campus, deciding if it was going to be safe or not. We continued with the hybrid model, and I think in January, I think everyone found their footing and kind of got started to get used to the new normal. And then May 2021, restrictions became to lessen. There was actually some graduations that happened, and overall, I think we learned how to adapt to the pandemic. In the background and history, there was evidence exists that because of COVID-19 related social isolation, students were increased risk of developing anxiety, depression, and high levels of stress. These students again were alone in their rooms, not interacting with anyone, and that social isolation and loneliness kind of just contributed to all the psychological distress going on in the world. So overall, I believe that the statement of issue right now is just assessing. Now that we're going back into a new sense of normalcy in August, and where all students are coming back, I believe that it's important to assess the psychological impacts and to develop the resources and be proactive about the way that we're gonna address this issue with students in order for them to be successful. So the purpose is to identify the effects of COVID-19 on colleges, aim to provide findings that are crucial for university students to analyze and come up with solutions to improve mental health. And then lastly, provide insights for education institutions to take strategic action in supporting and helping students with counseling services. And the way that I plan on doing this, will be through a cross sectional, explanatory, qualitative study, more than likely through some type of questionnaire or survey with open ended questions to assess where the students are at and what areas we need to help them in as we return back. So, there are my references, and I look forward to seeing what the rest of you guys have come up with.